if you go to China and use the phrase classical music, there's an aesthetic that's instantly going to come to mind. Same for India, Japan, the African continent. I spent, back in 2013, I spent a lot of time in the Caribbean. I was teaching at the Bahamas Music Conservatory, and when you're just on the street and say the phrase classical music, I've experienced this. People are thinking about calypso. People are thinking about reggae because those aesthetics are classic to their experience. So when we think about the United States, this region of the world, what music was not imported? What music is ours? What music was created here? With the exception of music codified by indigenous people, there is no original music, there is no classical music in the United States that you can detach from the Negro spiritual. So in my opinion, when I use the phrase classical music, I'm thinking about not only the spiritual and blues and gospel, I'm thinking about jazz, I'm thinking about R&B, I'm thinking about hip hop even, because those are unique contributions from the United States in a global ecosystem of classical musics. So for me, the road forward is decolonizing that phrase, reimagining what we mean by that phrase as it applies to our history and acting as such. So does that mean that black folks can't or shouldn't perform Chopin or Beethoven? Not necessarily, but with that being said, if we put Chopin and Beethoven on the shelf, there would be plenty, we would not have a shortage of music to celebrate, and moreover, we would not have a shortage of music created by our cultures, our sensibilities, and our experiences. So for me, the road forward is recontextualizing the way we even think about the idea of classical music. Yes, I spent a decade as an orchestral bassoonist, but when I describe myself as classically trained, I'm rooting that all the way back from when I was 3 and 4 and 5 years old in the church singing gospel tunes, because that's classical music, and that's something no other people on the face of the earth have created for themselves and given to that global ecosystem of music that we all need to consider classical.